Red Bull has just been told it has the best combustion engine in Formula One. For a new engine project, that should be a huge moment of pride, but there is a catch. Because Red Bull is the FIA benchmark, it gets no extra engine development opportunities. Mercedes gets 1, Ferrari, Honda and Audi get 2 each. So the team that has done the best job in the FIA's engine test now has the least extra freedom to improve. Meanwhile, the manufacturers behind can bring more changes to catch up. That is the strange logic behind Formula One's new ADUO system, and it explains why so many fans are confused by the latest FIA announcement. The obvious question is this: why would Formula One give more development freedom to manufacturers that are behind? New engine rules can create huge gaps. One company may understand the formula immediately, while another makes a basic design mistake. With most components locked down, that gap could take years to fix. ADUO was created to prevent that. The letters stand for Additional Development and Upgrade Opportunities. It is a catch-up system, but it is not balance of performance. Balance of performance directly changes cars through weight, power, or fuel limits. ADUO does none of that. The FIA is not taking power from Red Bull or giving Ferrari a free boost. Instead, ADUO gives eligible manufacturers more chances to update power unit parts that would normally be tightly controlled by homologation rules. It also gives them more dyno testing allowance and additional room under the power unit cost cap. In plain English, the teams behind receive more chances to solve their own problems. They still need to find the right solution, build it, test it, and make sure it lasts a race distance. It is permission to work, not a gift of lap time. Why not give every manufacturer the same number of upgrades? Because that would remove the point of the system. The FIA wants a company that starts behind to have a route back without stopping a company that did a better job from developing normally. ADUO is meant to close a serious early gap, not to make every engine identical. Now let's deal with the biggest source of confusion. The FIA says Red Bull has the strongest engine, yet Mercedes has won 8 of the first 12 races. How can both things be true? Because the FIA has not ranked the complete hybrid power unit, it has ranked the internal combustion engine, or ICE. That distinction is everything. The 2026 power unit is hybrid. The electrical side provides close to half of the full package's performance through systems including the MGUK, battery use, energy deployment, and drivability. ADUO measures ICE performance, not this full hybrid package. So Red Bull can be leading the FIA's combustion engine ranking, while Mercedes can still have the best overall power unit package once the electrical side and energy deployment are included. Toto Wolff has said Mercedes has the most powerful power unit. That can be true in the broader on-track sense, while the FIA can still judge Red Bull's ICE to be the strongest. The ranking is not a list of the fastest cars. Red Bull has not won a race, while Mercedes has won 8, because a car also needs a strong chassis, aerodynamics, tyres, electrical systems, strategy, and pit stops. A top ICE score does not mean every other part is best. Now that we understand the measurement, the Mercedes decision becomes easier to explain. In the first ADUO review, which covered the opening 5 races and ended after Canada, the FIA placed Mercedes in the 2 to 4% deficit band compared with Red Bull's benchmark ICE. That gave Mercedes one additional homologation opportunity in 2026 and another in 2027. It also gets the related dyno and cost cap allowances. The decision caused a reaction because Mercedes had won the first 6 races, while Red Bull had only 1 podium. It looked backwards, but the FIA was judging one part of the power unit, not the championship. Has Mercedes used this chance? Sky Sports reported it had been available since June, but was not thought to have been used when the latest findings became public. That is reporting, not a Mercedes confirmation, but it suggests a decision is still ahead. What could Mercedes change? The chance is not limited to the combustion engine itself. The rules allow eligible manufacturers to make changes across a wider group of power unit parts. That can include engine hardware, the turbocharger, exhaust and wastegate systems, parts of the energy recovery system and its cooling, the MGUK, control electronics and sensors. So Mercedes can target the area that offers the best result. It might be raw power, it could be efficiency, reliability, energy use, or drivability. Nobody outside the company knows exactly where it sees the best opportunity. But does one extra homologation automatically mean a huge Mercedes step? No. A new part can look good on the dyno and behave differently once it is fitted in a car. It must work over every circuit and temperature with no reliability problems. The FIA has given Mercedes an option, not a guaranteed improvement. There is another Mercedes point to consider. Wolff has said the team cannot afford to match every upgrade its rivals bring this year. Bernie Collins believes Mercedes may have front-loaded its program. That means it put a lot of effort into being fast and reliable from the start, when the new rules were still catching other teams out. Ferrari, Honda and Audi have the largest ADUO allocation. All three were placed more than 4% behind Red Bull's benchmark ICE in the first review. They each received 2 extra homologation opportunities in 2026 and another 2 in 2027. They also receive a larger associated dyno and cost cap allowance than Mercedes. Does that mean Ferrari, Honda and Audi are 4% slower per lap? No. The FIA published performance bands, not lap time or exact horsepower figures. A manufacturer can be behind in the combustion engine calculation and still gain time through other areas. A car can also have a strong engine but lose time in the corners because the chassis is not working. Ferrari is the manufacturer most fans will be watching next. The team has brought its car closer to Mercedes and McLaren through chassis development, but straight line speed remains a concern. Lewis Hamilton said after Zandvoort that Ferrari was losing around 4/10 on the straights there to Mercedes. 2 ADUO opportunities do not guarantee a magic Ferrari upgrade at Monza. The FIA does not confirm when manufacturers use new homologations or their performance. Media reports suggest Ferrari, Honda and Audi may each have used one 2026 opportunity already, but the FIA has not confirmed that. So what did the FIA's latest announcement actually change? It confirmed that the second ADUO review covering Monaco through Hungary gave no manufacturer a fresh allocation. Mercedes, Ferrari, Honda and Audi keep the opportunities they earned from the first review. But none of them earned additional new chances from period 2. For Red Bull, that result will be frustrating. If the order had changed enough, Red Bull might have entered one of the qualifying deficit bands and gained its own extra development freedom. That did not happen. So the real story is not that Red Bull is somehow better than Mercedes in every way. Red Bull leads one specific FIA combustion engine test. Mercedes can develop because its ICE was in the 2 to 4% band. Ferrari, Honda and Audi have the biggest opening because they were more than 4% behind. The FIA has created more room for the manufacturers to fight. Now we get to see which one uses that room best.